Hi, welcome guys. This is Mital from Spark Academy, and today I'm joined by a very, very special student. And I would love for you to introduce yourself and the academic year you're in and how long you've been you've been with us at Spark.
Hi, I'm Nirali I'm in year 10 and I've been at Spark for a year now, this March.
Brilliant. So, Nirali, I'm really excited about our talk today, and that's because actually you've been nominated by your tutor for some really great inspirational stuff that you're doing and your behaviors that you're displaying. And I'd love for our viewers to sort of to understand that on a deeper level. But before we go into that, I want you to tell me, before you started Spark, what sort of problems would you say that you faced in school? What were your grades like? How was your confidence?
Before I started Spark, I used to face problems like I was terrified to speak out of my comfort zone. I wasn't able to share my points and ideas. My grades, they weren't the worst, though I knew that I could do better. And if I was to put more effort into my work and pay more attention in class, then I knew I could raise the bar and get my grades up.
Brilliant. So, I mean, did you feel like your confidence was nearly there? You're at that point where if you just if you executed something in a different way, or if you used a particular methodology, it would have just helped you get to where you needed to.
Yeah, I literally tried every revision method that I could find online, and it took some time getting used to and getting my confidence up in class and being able to share my points and stuff like that.
Brilliant, and that's amazing. Being able to put your hand up and actually contribute in the lesson is fantastic. So,
Yeah.
so would you say that's what you try to do yourself? So one of the things that you tried to do yourself was the revision strategies online. Could you talk a little bit more about that? What else did you try to do yourself?
I always used to go up to my teachers and ask. I was too shy to do it during class, so I would always go at break or lunch and go and ask them if there are points that I could do better or just do something to get my grades up, and they would always give me amazing feedback, which would really help me.
That's fantastic. And can I just say that takes a lot of courage,
I
for a
know.
student to go up there. It's not easy, is it, to say, can you please help me? So
Yeah.
well done, for doing that and taking that initiative and being really proactive. So
Yeah.
phenomenal. So what would you why did you decide to choose Spark over other tuition places then?
Well, when I first came to Spark, first of all, it was different from any other tuition place I went to, and I'm like, okay, this is a thing. There were like friendly staff and everything, and everyone was it was comfortable. Obviously, other tuition places weren't that bad, but at Spark it was nice, and I don't know, I just fit in, like if that made sense, and I
Yeah.
just I just liked it from the second I went in.
Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. And obviously you must have come to our centres because you've been with us for a year now. So you were
Yeah.
here when the centre was open, and then you transitioned to online. How did you find
Yeah.
that?
Um, it was complicated because I joined and like it was like I think 2 or 3 weeks and it was COVID and we went into lockdown and it went on to online, and I don't know why, for some reason I was nervous about it being online rather than in class, but once I got used to it I preferred it online because I wasn't actually in class but then I was at the same time and
Yeah,
I just found that easier.
brilliant. And did it save you a few trips, going back and forth, your travel time, I suppose it could have saved? Um,
Yeah, it did. I always used to come from straight to school to Spark, and then there was like not a lot of break.
yeah.
But with at home, you're just doing your own thing, and then you have a break, and then you finally come back on. So I prefer that.
Awesome, brilliant. So go on then. How would you describe your experience at Spark? And have you noticed a difference at school?
My experience at Spark has honestly been amazing. Um, I love the teachers' help, and like whenever in class, I always find it like comfortable to speak out my points of view, and whatever we're doing, I really like it. Even if it's chemistry, I don't hate it. And I like being in class. I like sharing my points. I'm not that shy anymore. I've raised my comfort zone and came out of it and gone like somewhere. And what else did you ask? Sorry.
So, I mean, how describe your experience at Spark? Have you noticed a difference at school now? So you're loving, you love what we're doing here, and you're loving being part of the Spark family. Have you
Yeah.
noticed any? I know it's been a bit of a difficult year, obviously, with even schoolwork being remote and online. But have you noticed any significant differences with schoolwork?
I recently got my progress check from school, and my grades did go higher. So did my
Yay.
confidence. So I'd say it was like mainly Spark that did that job of actually getting me out of my little shell and making me speak out of my comfort zone, talking in class, sharing my points. So that obviously helped. My English grades weren't that bad, but since joining Spark, they have rose like 2 grades higher. So
Yay.
yeah, that was actually nice to see on the email that I got my progress report, and because of that, I got myself a little party at home. So
Oh, fantastic. That's
yeah.
amazing. How did you celebrate?
Oh well, we got a log cake, and there was obviously presents and stuff like that. So
Oh,
I,
do you know what? Do you know that's really amazing actually.
yeah,
I always say to students, celebrate your small wins. Small wins are really important to celebrate. So I'm really glad you got those a cake and you
yeah,
celebrated that achievement, because making 2 levels of progress, Nirali, is
I know,
is phenomenal. Like you've achieved that. We were
yeah.
just guiding you through. You achieved that. So all credit goes to you, Nirali. So well done.
Thank you.
Um, Fantastic. So, what things would you say now you're doing differently than what you were doing before?
Before well, obviously I do share my points now in class, but before I would always like stay in that little quiet area, not speak with anyone. I would have friends in the class, but I wouldn't like make eye contact with anyone in class. I would always avoid every attention coming towards me. But now I'm in my class and I get noticed, weirdly. The teacher always asks for my points of view because, like, before I never used to share my points. So now that I do, I'll suddenly, the teacher's is like, okay, this is a new student. And she always asks, oh, Nirali, what do you think about this? And that's obviously because I now raise my hand, I share my points. And whenever I'm stuck on anything, if I don't feel confident on like speaking in class, then I would always go to the teacher after class and ask, oh, can you explain this again, or can you give me extra sheets or anything like that where I can do at home and catch up a bit?
So you're asking for more, aren't you? You're
Yeah,
basically saying, what more can I do,
yeah,
to push that grade up? And do you know what? It's such a beautiful story to think, wow, you were sort of in the corner, before you
yeah,
wanted to hide away, and now you've transitioned into this outward spoken, a student whose opinion really matters. The
yeah,
teacher has noticed that, right? Like, that is phenomenal. And if you take that on with you throughout your journey, Nirali, like throughout
yeah,
sixth form and university and beyond, you know people, it's going to be phenomenal for you. It's going to be
I
an
know.
amazing experience. So well done for that.
Thank
That's a
you.
life skill that you've gained.
Yeah,
Fantastic. So on that note, actually, what I wanted to do was share with everybody what Nirali's tutor at Spark Academy feels about her, and why we've decided to actually bring Nirali into the spotlight. So this comment is actually from Laura, who is, it's actually Dr. Laura Fryer, who's Nirali's English tutor. And this is literally what Laura said, that Nirali came to me for advice on a media essay. She had discussed some of her ideas for the essay in our English lesson as it related to non-fiction texts and their purposes and audiences. After reading through the essay and giving her some pointers on what she's done so far, Nirali completed the essay and received the highest mark in her class. I mean, that's amazing. Over the
yeah,
weeks, Nirali has been gaining confidence during lessons and contributing more and more to Spark during lessons. Her creative writing has also developed, excuse me, well to the point where she's writing confidently and convincingly to achieve different purposes. How do you feel about that, Nirali?
I was honestly shocked when I got my grade back from media, and I saw that I got a level 2 distinction, which is equivalent to a 7, and that was the highest in class. So I started freaking out. I ran to my mom and I was like, "Mom, I got this," and she's like, "Oh my God, well done!" And yeah, that was great. And then since we were doing more work in Spark, which linked to my media essay, I'm like, okay, let me just ask Laura and see if she can have a look at this. And she gave me honestly like amazing ideas that I never thought of. I added that to my work and I got a level 2 distinction. And
Yes.
with the non-fiction writing and all of that, we've been doing that in English in school, so that's also been helping a lot.
Fantastic. And like, what I think is really interesting, Nirali, is that yes, you're doing English language here at Spark, and obviously we cover elements of literature as well. But you were able to then transpose your skills into media,
Yeah,
and transpose those skills if in the future, whatever you decide to do, you can use those skills elsewhere. So well done, Nirali, and well done for taking
thank
that
you.
initiative.
Yeah.
So, you know, what results, would you say, what tangible results would you say you've seen from Spark? How much in terms of your confidence? I know we've mentioned this before. Has your mindset changed? What about your well-being? What would you say you've tangibly achieved through Spark?
Well, first of all, my mindset has like changed a lot. I always used to think that if I just mind my own business, stay in the corner, never like pay attention in class, I'll just keep my grades average. I don't need to put my effort in. But since I came at Spark, I'm like, okay, I've seen all these other students and they are confident. I'm like, well, what's wrong with me? Why am I not like contributing in class? And then I just I got used to like seeing all of these other students contribute to class, and I was like, okay, I should give this a go. I gave it a go. I got confident. And I just changed my mindset. I'm like, I don't need to be that little person in the corner and never be recognized. I just need to get out of my little shell, come out and experience the world. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. And look at you, you're flourishing. And
yeah,
the idea as well is that a lot, some people think, oh, do you know what? Group, like learning in a group is not great. And I personally feel that learning in a group is fantastic. You're a testament to that
yeah,
because, you saw what other people were doing and you thought, hold on, I can do that. And
yeah.
there was this sense of self-belief
Mhm.
that developed within you. So no, that's absolutely fantastic, Nirali. And
Thank you.
what would you say are the biggest things you've learned from Spark that will help you now and in the future?
Well, like I've said before, the biggest thing that I've learned from Spark is always to share my point, even if it's wrong or right. If it's wrong, then I'll get corrected and I'll learn the right way. And yes, it's sometimes embarrassing, but you learn from your mistake, as you've heard before. And if it's correct, then obviously you're like, oh my God, yes, everyone's looking at me. This is my time to shine. So I've like now learned that I need to always share my point, no matter what the answer is.
Yeah, and it's that again, self-belief, and also there's an element of resilience there, isn't there, Nirali? Like,
Yeah.
we've got to accept that, there'll be times when we're not right, but it's accepting
Hmm.
it and being like, actually, it's not about being right and wrong. It's about what can I learn from this? And I think
Yeah.
that's what you're embracing.
Hmm.
So fantastic. So would you say that you're closer to your goals now? So, and why?
I am a lot closer to my goals. I was originally an average student, and I was fine with that. But I knew that I could be better, and my goals were always to like get my grades up and be at least in the sevens, eights, or nines, or sixes. And now that I'm like obviously got like higher grades, I'm definitely a lot closer to my goals now.
Excellent, excellent. So you're pushing past those boundaries, those grade
Yeah.
boundaries. Brilliant, fantastic. And Nirali, I'm sure there's going to be loads of people out there who are asking, what would be your top tips? How can you help other students? What would be your top tips for other students out there who want to do well at school, who may feel like, you know what, I can't do this? What would be your tips?
I think my tips would be that always ask for feedback. Even if you're really shy or anything, go to your teacher, ask them like what they think that you're doing well, what they think that you can do better of, and then you'll know like what you can improve on. Go home and go over that, and then you'll learn your mistakes. And even if there aren't any EBIs, sometimes if you're lucky, then you'll just learn that you're a really good student, and it'll feel like amazing to know that your teacher thinks this of you. So always ask for feedback.
Always ask for feedback. That's brilliant. And I mean, how do you find the feedback aspect with the online stuff? So you get the reports and then you get the audio reports. Do you find that that helps?
Yeah, I liked the messages that I received from the teachers of Spark, because I honestly thought I was doing okay, but since hearing those audios, I'm like, okay, I'm actually doing pretty good. I should carry on doing this. So I
Yeah,
like that.
fantastic. And it's good to have that, you know. And I think sometimes all we need to hear is, are we on the right track? Are we
Yeah.
going in the right direction? You know. So yeah, well done. So lastly, then, would you recommend us to other students and why?
Yes, I would definitely recommend Spark to other students, because I really think that it can help those that are, like stuck in class and just need those extra classes to catch up on anything, or if they just want to learn new things. And Spark can also really help with their confidence to grow. So I would definitely recommend Spark to another student.
Oh, thank you so much, Nirali. And can I just say, we are so proud of you. Like
Thank you.
the whole team at Spark Academy, myself. It just when we speak to students like yourself, and when we sort of see the results, we just think, wow. It makes all those long hours that the tutors do and all of those things.
Yeah.
It makes everything so worthwhile. We are so proud of you, and we have every bit of faith in you, Nirali. You're going to
Thank
do
you.
so well. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
no worries. Remember, stay sparkly.
Yeah.